We good, Cam?
We're not live.
We live, Cam, man. Hey, guys, whoever just tuned in right now, I'm here live at the KT Confidential podcast. Got my guy Adrian here, Ariel, and my guy Chris. We're about to be talking all things CO2. So, hey, if you tuned in, let's go. Hey, guys.
Well, that's quite the intro right there. Welcome to KT Confidential, episode 48.
That's right. Not 47.
Not 47. Well, let's get right into the thick of things here. Man. Thanks for sitting in with us today.
Oh, man. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
So I'm just going to start off by saying the biggest CFL fan around the table is definitely Chris.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit of football. We want to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. You're a motivational guy. You're a clothing guru. You got all kinds of things on the go. So we want a little bit of insight in that. You just moved to Mississauga from Hawaii not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Are you still in Mississauga?
Yeah, I'm in Mississauga. We moved here, my family and I, married with three kids. We were doing the back and forth thing for a while, right? Come out here for the season.
That's tough.
As soon as it got cold, November, season's done. Aloha, we're back to the islands, right? But we decided that was getting a little hard, and we wanted some stability, right? So we decided to move here full time in 2015, and we love it here. Every year since I've been here, since 2010, every year it felt more and more like home, and we tinkered with it, talked about it. As soon as that cold weather came, I gotta get back to the beach, man. But this is home. Well, and we love it.
Yeah, well, a lot of CFL guys do that, right? I'm sure coming up to Canada, you must have not, especially from Hawaii, you must have thought of like cold weather, didn't know what to think of it. But you speak of how many Americans actually that play in the CFL, especially someone as long as you, find a home here.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with your success, right? You come up here at first with the intention, man, I just want to go play football. Like a lot of guys, myself included, the NFL, I got drafted. That was the dream. Coming from the States, that's the dream. Mm-hmm. And I got drafted, and I was about to live my dream. And you know what? God had other plans, and that wasn't where I'm supposed to be. Ultimately, I know I was supposed to be here. So coming up here, just wanted to play ball, right? Guys go through the system, as you say. Guys go through the system, and I ended up here like so many. All right, a lot of guys that are up here that play have pass in the NFL, and some guys went to the Arena League. I played in the Arena League before getting up here for one season. So that was the dream, and you never think that you're going to come up here and have a career and end up living here. Yeah. That was never part of the plan. But hey, through my success and through meeting people, this became part of the plan. This became home, and you know what? We love it here. I got lots of friends that I consider family. A lot of friends in general. Big network of people that I consider life-changing people for me. So.
Yeah, well, I think it's important, like being a CFL fan, a Canadian football fan, seeing Americans come up that embrace the game and want to be here, and having a family, I'm sure helps, but it definitely makes a difference. That comes across as a fan of the sport as well. So kudos to you, and obviously your success was a big part of it. And
I gotta just say, of all the places I would move to, Hawaii. It would probably be Hawaii.
You probably get out of the first, and you won't be the last to tell me that, man. Like,
where did you live when you were in Hawaii?
On Oahu, in Honolulu.
So, before we get too into for those watching or listening, whatever, that don't know you, tell us your story. Like, where'd you come from? How'd you get to where you are? What'd you do?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to try to make this short because this could be long. But hey, I mean, born and raised in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. Man, was just not a underprivileged kid, but I didn't come from much, man. Like, single parent for most of my childhood. My mom, I love her to death, and she ultimately gave me that grind mentality. You know, I watched her go to work every day. We lived in a little 1-bedroom studio, but that was home for me. That was the norm. I didn't know any better, right? Wondering why am I just eating top ramen and cereal like every day? That was the norm, right? I didn't realize what poor meant. I didn't realize that, you know, what differences were wealth and you know, that's all I knew. But now looking back, shoot, that's what it was, you know? So I didn't come from much. I had to earn everything I had, and hard work was instilled from day one because I seen my mom doing it, right? And played sports my entire life. I don't remember, as far back as I can remember, I've been in sports. Played soccer was the very first sport I played, as most kids probably just, you know.
The beach?
Yeah. Beach, yeah, a lot of family get-together. So, like, getting to that, like, growing up, it was sports and family gatherings. Massive family, everyone, uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents, everybody, all the time. And so that really instilled that family value for me. And growing up, that's what it was. So, you know, going into high school, playing sports, being an undersized athlete, majority of my entire life, you know, always had to work to prove that I belonged. And even after a successful high school career, I walked on. Not a lot of people know this. They may know this if you're a diehard Chad Owens fan and looked into my history, but had to walk on to the University of Hawaii. I didn't get a scholarship out of high school. I walked on. And again, had to prove myself, earn my stripes, eventually earn my scholarship. And even after a successful college career, and some may say, well, yeah, I got drafted in the 6th round. Some may say, wow, you got drafted. Like, that's amazing. Well, getting drafted in the 6th round, 7th round is almost like being a free agent, right? You get an opportunity, yes. But if you're not drafted in the 1st round, man, like, yeah, it ain't guaranteed.
Well, a lot of. I mean, I'm a huge Hard Knocks fan. I follow the draft. I love the combine. You know, a lot of players, they don't go 1st or 2nd. They prefer not to get drafted. They're trying to get their agents on the phone, like, exactly. Hey, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there, right? So you're forced to go to a place that, you know, may not be the best position, right? They might be 6 deep already, and you're the odd man out, right?
Yep. And that's like to jump to my NFL career. Like, I'm truly thankful, man. Jacksonville Jaguars, hey, man, thank you guys so much for that opportunity. Like, I got to go and live my dream, but that wasn't enough for me. Like, just being there, that's not enough for me. It may be enough for some people, right? But that was never enough for me. And looking back, that wasn't the best situation for me, right? You see a lot of these successful free agents that make it. Well, their agent did a great job of finding the right fit, the right opportunity, with the right team, the right offense, the right coach. That plays a huge factor.
Yeah, it's huge right now. I mean, you look at players that are set up for we talk about being set up for success. Man, a lot of players out there, they're not set up that way. It's no different than life. You got to make sure you have all those chips in the right spot, right?
Exactly. So that's what it's about, man. So getting drafted, making it, living my dream, great. Some tough life lessons learned throughout that process, which we can get into, and I'll get into here in a little bit. But ultimately, the NFL wasn't the spot for me, right? 2 years there, 2.5 years there. And in 2008, I find myself in the Arena Football League where I just start dominating because I'm saying, look, I'm going to get back to the NFL, right? And that was the goal.
So you were motivated then. That was your goal to get back.
More than motivated, hungry, starving.
Was CFL presented as an option at that time or no?
I had no idea. And hey,
Canada?
I can say this now.
There's something above us?
I can say this now to all my Canadian people, right? My family, my friends, the whole country in which I've embraced. My family has embraced, and we love it. I had no idea what the Canadian Football League was. I didn't even know it even existed.
Yeah.
And I said,
you hear that
my
so
ignorance.
often, right?
Yes. But so 2008, doing my thing, right? I tear my ACL. The next day, this is where it gets sick. The very next day after tearing my ACL, my agent's like, bro, I hate to tell you this, but the Atlanta Falcons had a contract offer for you.
Oh, jeez.
But you may think that that's like, oh, man, yeah. And at the time it was, but looking back on it, that was the motivation. I needed to know that, yeah, you know what? You are good enough. you're right there. Like you're so close, right? That combined with a really unbelievable teammate of mine who encouraged me to push through and to come back stronger. I came back stronger from the ACL injury, became a better player than I was before the injury, ultimately leading to my CFL career, where that took off, that success, and, you know, MOP, Grey Cup champion, you know, lifelong memories and friends and brothers that I would have never gotten if I never got cut from the NFL, if I never tore my ACL in the Arena League, right? So in life, you know, you gotta go with the punches, right? You can't look at every bad situation or situation that's unsuccessful and let that be something that just is so detrimental in your life, right? Every adversity is an opportunity to learn and grow. And man, I've learned so much throughout life through adversity that's ultimately made me the person that I am today, now transitioning out of sport into life and into business and into things that I'm really fired up about.
That's what I want to talk about, because I could go sit in the washroom for the next hour while you guys talk and come out, and I will have provided as much value to a sports conversation as if I was sitting here. Because I enjoy sports, but I'm not a big sports guy. But what I got enthusiastic about with you was where you're going and what you're doing now, and you seem really passionate about it. The big thing, I was watching some of your videos about the impact you're having on kids through coaching too. Does that inspire? Like, what about that do you enjoy?
Yeah, you know what? I've always loved giving back, you know, and it's part of your duty as an athlete, in my opinion, to give back to the youth, right? For me, I didn't have much of the opportunity growing up in Hawaii. You know, my look up to was, you saw guys in the NFL, major, like professional athletes. I'm like, wow, like I want to be like that one day, you know, but I didn't have the person that I could touch and that athlete. We don't have a professional team, right, in Hawaii. So I looked up to guys like my cousin my cousin Danny, who was 4 years older than me. He was an athlete of the family, and like he was the big name guy in high school, multi-sport athlete, and like went on to college, did his thing, and I'm like, wow, like he was someone I could touch and I could lean on and I could follow and I could try to emulate, right? A lot of, like, I didn't have that professional person, right? The rest of the United States, I think a lot of places, they have their teams. Here, you have your CFL teams, right? You have those professionals that are almost in arm's length away, right? So for me, now knowing that that's where I came from, I have an opportunity to give back. I'm going to do that. I'm going to reach these kids. I'm going to show them. I'm going to touch them. I'm going to let them come out and learn from me in person and see it. And with the social media platform, you ain't got to be right there. You could literally have a conversation with somebody face to face, right? FaceTime or whatever, and inspire them and really communicate directly to them. And that, to me, is an athlete's sort of duty, and I enjoy that. And sorry to make an answer long, but that's just where it came from. Yeah. And I enjoy that, man. That's part of what makes me. And, you know, coaching and training and giving back, like it's no different than anyone in business or in life. You go through life, you get this experience, you get this knowledge. What you going to do, hold on to it? Like, you can't, hey, give that away. Right? Yeah. It's like someone that's super wealthy, infinite amounts of money. You can't take it all with you. Man, give it away. Do something positive with it. And that's all I'm trying to do is do something positive with my wealth of knowledge and experience through the game and through sports.
Yeah, well, it's like, especially the kids in the age group you're working with. Like, I remember when I was I don't remember exactly how old I was, in my teens anyways. I was sitting in a doctor's office waiting for my appointment, and I saw a magazine beside me, and it was a magazine, it was like Time magazine or People, and it was Richard Branson on the cover. And I read this article about this, you know, billionaire philanthropist, and I just connected with him, and it completely rewired my brain in terms of setting new goals and seeing the possibilities. And it's just that one moment in my life that completely changed it. And that's like people that age are just so easily influenced, especially by people like you, right? With your history and, you know, pretty cool looking, you know, fit and all your tats and stuff like that. As a coach, I'm sure people look up to you.
Tattoos by Paulo, hey. Oops, thank you so much. Hey, we get mad love out here. It's my brother-in-law who's my tattoo artist back in Hawaii.
Nice.
So quick little shout out.
Yeah. So anyways, that's a good feeling, I would imagine, being able to have that impact on people.
You know, it is. It's amazing. And, you know, I want to touch on something you said, though. These kids today can easily be influenced, right? Good and bad. Social media.
Oh, yeah.
Video games. That's why it's so important for parents and athletes and people of, I don't want to say power, but influence. People of influence and that have a platform to really put it out there. And there's a lot of them out there on Instagram, and right, because these kids are vulnerable, right?
More so than ever before.
More so than ever before.
Yeah.
So I grew up, right? We grew up in a time where it wasn't there. So all we had was pretty much what was right in front of us and what we saw on TV and in the newspaper or whatever, right? But now they have access to unlimited negative influences as well as positive. So we need to do our job as influential people to make sure that we are compounding the negative influence with the positive and really just making the scale so tipped that all they have is that positive influence, and that's all they want, and that's all they hunger for and strive for. And that's kind of why I feel we need to do that, and that's why I do what I do.
It's hard to differentiate what's actually negative, though, now, to both of your points, because with social media, I find there's a lot of kids growing up now that are just feeling empowered, but entitled. And that entitlement is not coming from anything other than seeing people making hundreds of thousands of dollars selling crap on Shopify, or, I can be an Instagram star if I just show YouTuber. My picture of my ass and I'm going to be a celebrity, right? So, there has to be that positive enforcement, that positive reinforcement, and that motivation that you really have to work hard, and you're a big, advocate of that. Work hard, hustle, and get what you're putting into it, and you're not just going to get by not doing that work, right?
Yeah, you know what? And that's a great lead into the next point. Like for me, I've got 3 characteristic traits that I've created through my life, and which ultimately represents me and my brand, my CO2 brand, right? So, and this adversity fuels me, hard work defines me, and passion separates me. So there is no get rich scheme. There is no quick to success platform you could dive into, right? You hit the lottery, you're lucky. But even those people go bankrupt and lose all the money.
Yeah.
Why? Because lack of education on what to do with money, right? Which, just let me just lead into that right there. Like, because of my personal life lessons that I've learned throughout my professional career early on, made some pretty bad financial decisions. Why? Because I was uneducated. I wasn't given that roadmap to success financially, right? A lot of athletes and young people are so driven on money and success and fame because of the influences and what they see, because that's what they see. I want that.
And expensive things.
Expensive things, right? Why? Is it, fame, status, whatever, right? For me, it was MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
Like I saw that, I'm like, man, I want a house like that. I want 3 cars. I want this. I want that. No, like true success is financial freedom and being able to live the life ultimately that you want to live and retire when you want to retire and have that set for your future. It's okay, and you should live in the now. You should enjoy life. I'm not saying you can't do that. You need to enjoy life. You need to live for today because, hey, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I get that. But you need to prepare. You need to prepare. Like, there's no way I'd ever be able to go into a game or into a season and be successful if I didn't prepare.
You know what's funny about that? And I've seen now and read so much about athletes specifically, especially high paid athletes. You're talking, these athletes that were making $50 million US throughout their career, broke, right? and become broke or have no money. But I want to chat a little bit about, obviously in the CFL, you're not paid like you are in the NFL or whatever, but you make a decent living and all that. And professional athletes, I think, have a real problem transitioning from the world of sports, from being an athlete, from doing what they know, to what's next in life. Like you see some of these guys becoming journalists or whatever. They're talking about sports behind the scenes. They're going on podcasts, doing those things, going on to radio shows, or maybe they get picked up by
those are high end guys, and there's
high end, high demand.
But that's just a few guys.
Just a few guys. So out of the thousands of professional athletes that turn over every year now, right? Because the general age of athletes, I believe now, is getting a little bit younger, right? You're seeing guys come in at an earlier age and leave at an earlier age. So now you've got guys that are, and even women, because different sports it can apply to as well. So what happens when you're in your early to mid 30s? You can't get a job on a team anymore, and now what do I do?
I got you. Okay, so I appreciate the lead.
Clearly, I'm not in that same category, but
but I appreciate the lead, okay, because that's the big gap, right? That's the magical question, is why. And myself, Ricky Foley, and our CEO Nathan Elliott, who owns Frontrunner Technologies. Right now, we're developing an app called Transition Game to fill that gap, right? There's too many athletes, I don't know, 90%, maybe, that might be the number. Athletes don't know what to do when they're done, right? And then they go bankrupt. The numbers are ridiculous.
Not only that, just even the mental health problems, because it's like a drug. You've done it your whole life. And the longer you go, I mean, I'm certainly not a high-end athlete, but I played, right to university at a high level. And I found myself I went through a depression when I was done. I shattered my knee. My football career was over. And I didn't know what to do. And it only gets harder, I imagine, the longer you go.
Yep.
And to your point earlier about being able to leave on your own term and be comfortable and know what to do, I think is really important.
Yeah, that's huge. And you know what? The mental aspect of it is the most important part. But here's why, right? So transition game. We need athletes, young athletes, right? All my young athletes, my current college athletes, professional athletes. You need to understand one thing. Your transition out of sport, let's just talk professionally or even collegiate. Your transition out of sport begins the moment you enter. Right?
Because you don't know when it's going to end.
Because you don't know when it's going to end.
I'm so happy to hear that message, because so many people miss that boat altogether.
And hey, fail to prepare to fail. And I fell victim to that. All I wanted to do was be the best player, the best football player that I could be, and be the best on the field at that time. And I did that. Right? I did that. But what I know now, if I knew that back then, I would have coupled that with trying to be the best entrepreneur, the best next businessman. You need to have that. It's not about, I'm going to be honest. I went to college. I chose sociology, and I'm being completely honest, because I knew that was the easier degree to get. I didn't want to just go to college to play football and just not graduate with a degree. I wanted to get that piece of paper. I'll put in the work. I wanted to get something. But if I could do it all over again, I would choose something. I would choose business. I would choose something that was more along the lines of what I'd see myself doing after, right? So you need to have that. Okay, so with transition game, that's what we're doing. We're going to be helping athletes from the palm of their hands, right? Your phones, because that's what we live by today. It's sad, but that's what it is. That's the truth. That's what it is. Technology. In the palm of your hand, you can have education, financially, occupationally. It's an app that connects businesses to athletes.
It's a great idea.
Businesses that want to work with athletes, right? It doesn't matter what business it is. If you want to work with athletes, because athletes have work ethic.
Well, I think it's a proven stat where people that have played sports at any level at a competitive environment they have that drive to succeed. So same things that make you a great athlete, those traits will make you great at whatever you choose to put your mind to, right?
Exactly. And that's exactly it. All those tools will be in the palm of your hand. But here's the thing, though. You talk about the mental health. You need to, because athletes are so accustomed to routine. Hey, you talk about depression. I've had my own. Right, this past 2 years, man. 17 was a little rocky. Played a little bit. 18 got injured and was done. Like I pretty much didn't play all last year. And you got to think, man. Like I dedicated my entire life, as a lot of athletes do, their entire life to sport and to the competition and to that routine of you prepare, compete, repeat. Prepare, compete, repeat. Prepare, compete, repeat. Compete, repeat. Tongue twister. I've been preparing for like the past year and a half, but wasn't able to have that compete.
Right.
I wasn't able to let go of those competitive juices. And you fall out of routine, and that's where a lot of guys kind of mentally lose themselves, right? But that's why it's important mentally to start that transition early and understand that, hey, there will be a time where this is going to be done.
I love this idea. I think that's a great business idea, and you're giving back to that community of athletes. I think you're taking a page out of the agent's book. I think that's a big fail on professional athletes' agents.
Huge fail.
They take a huge chunk out of all of these paychecks, and why isn't that part of their repertoire to help that person? That they should be mentors a little bit, right? Like take that person that's an athlete today, and over the next 10 years, you're going to be earning an income off of that person breaking their body over making, all this income. And you do nothing but collect a check over the next 10 years and then say, see, I'm on to the next, right? Why is that not part of the program? I like this idea because that's going to take over as part of that program.
It will. And like, so I just want to quickly get back to the financial side, right? So also,
come on, you were paid millions as a CFL star.
I am not a millionaire, by any stretch of the imagination, not even close. I'm working. I'm in the working class, right? I'm in the middle class. Like, trust me, as a lot of CFL players are.
Hey, in 2012, they should have paid you millions, okay?
Hey, right here. Give me that. Hey, you heard him, man. 2012, I should have got me a check for $1 million. I wish MLSE was the ownership back then. But the financial side, because of that, because of my struggles early on and what I know is and can happen to a lot of athletes, and not just athletes, people in general.
Well, it's a different scale with athletes. That's the problem, right? You're higher, you have more to lose because of that quick gain, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just finances in general for us as people.
Yeah, I hate when people pick on athletes, like these dumb athletes. The reality is, if you give a check, $100,000 million check to any 22-year-old, it's a disaster. And it's the family, it's the agents, there's a whole slew of reasons for it. But I hate when people pick on athletes specifically because they're dumb athletes. No, they're young and uneducated.
Uneducated, right? And that's it. Like, so with that being said, my wife and I, we started a financial education company, right? Which is sort of growing here in the GTA. We're expanding, right? So we're recruiting people. We're looking to expand that business so we can help families, help more Canadian families, not just athletes. Athletes need this, but people need this.
Absolutely.
Because 90% of the people, they really don't know, like they don't have a retirement plan. They don't know how to set that up. And if they do, they still don't know what's going on. They put their trust in someone else to just do that, just like an agent. right? You put your trust in someone else, and without fully understanding what that's going to look like when you're 50, 60, 70, like what does that look like, right? So we have this business in place to help families and to set you up when it matters. Like, man, I don't know about you.
Give yourself a plug. What's the name of the business? What's the company name?
Hey, you hit me up. If you're interested to know what we are, hey, shoot me a DM, okay? Shoot me a DM. We'll get you right, okay? And transition. You talk about transition. It's not about athletes only, right? People transition. People are looking for other jobs. People transitioning from job to job. That's a struggle.
Even young people going from university to real world. That's a huge
transition.
That's the transition everyone is going to experience in their lifetime, right?
Yes. And so to get back on transition game, there are more collegiate athletes that transition out of sport than professional athletes, because the percentages of you as a college athlete making it as a pro, what's the percentages? Slim to none. Like, it is tiny.
It's less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So look at all of those numbers. And the collegiate athletes. So in transition game, we are going to have a collegiate pillar, right? So, and this is North America, man. This is US, Canada, wherever. If you're a company and you have a big time college school in your city, your community, if I'm an owner, I'm eyeballing the ones that don't make it, because I want them to work for me, because they know how to succeed. They know what it takes to grind.
There's
right?
companies in the U.S. that advertise the fact that they hire what is the rent, budget rent a car, I believe, or you see them on the commercial all the time, but they advertise that they specifically hire university athlete graduates who are athletes, because they know that helps drive their business.
Exactly.
I mean, why more companies don't do it? Beyond me.
Hey.
I'm laughing at Adrian's notes here because he wrote down state and liberty.
Yeah, I wanted to know what.
And I wrote it down in my book as well.
I believe I'm a man of many trades, and
you got more businesses on the go than we do.
Hey, state and liberty. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Maybe we found a new business partner. I don't know.
State and liberty. Of all my years, 15 years as a professional athlete now, I've tried on a bunch of different dress clothes, right? And I'm just going to tell you right now, State and Liberty, hey, this is not one of the shirts. I don't have a black one yet. That's why. But with that being said, State and Liberty dress shirts, dress pants, dress jackets, everything, the best I have ever put on. If you're an athlete, right?
Clearly, I need to be shopping there.
No, hey, you don't have to be an athlete.
Make you into an athlete.
It may make you, it'll improve
it
your
might.
physique.
You put this on,
It
you
will.
automatically become an athlete.
It could
Ariel. You become an athlete, right?
I feel the
listen,
presence.
the fit is unbelievable, right? So, guys, hey, CO2, right? That's the code. Get you a discount. Go to stateandliberty.com.
Is it online?
There's online shopping and
Queen Street.
672 Queen Street West, downtown.
Cool.
Right? Toronto. Guys, pop in. Unbelievable. And that's just like, for me, I love that stuff, right? I love partnering with companies and doing things and helping elevate, another company. Hey, I may not be the one to elevate their company the most, and I probably won't be, right? They got a lot of great people in that organization. If you look through their Instagram page, like a lot of unbelievable athletes out there working with them. But hey, I'm just doing my part, right? I'm just doing my part, sharing it. And look, as an athlete, yes, you're given a platform and you can do things like that. You might have those types of partnerships, which is fun. But for me personally, I'm just trying to take advantage of those things. And number one, I love people. I love working with people. I love creating cool content. Did a photo shoot for them. Patrick Leung did a great job of taking those shots.
You look great in that photo shoot, by the way.
Amazing, right? Thank you.
That's the CO2 look right there.
I got major aspirations, man, and I'm trying to just go on to this ascent, man, into like greatness. Like, football was great. It created a platform for me. It's what I did, but it's not who I am, right? I'm bigger than that. They have that, right? More than an athlete. You guys have seen that, right? I'm more than an athlete, and that's the goal, guys, like for athletes.
So let's talk about this. What does your next 5 years look like?
Next 5 years, what that looks like? Well, In which way? Like, I'm on my way of being a successful businessman, that's for sure. Watching my son, who's 16 now, doing his thing, and he's going to be in college. And,
Is he playing ball or?
Yeah, football and baseball. He's at St. Marcellinus High School. My daughters out here, Ariana and Sierra Lynn, and Chad Owens Jr. is my son, so I got to mention all the names, right? Rena is my wife, so I don't get hit in the head with trouble. That's my plan, right? To be super successful, more successful in the next 5 years than I was as an athlete over the past 15, and financially, spiritually, emotionally, in all phases of my life, and that's my goal. And
you know what's great in this day and age now?
I'm even trying to act. So look, hey, anyone out there, man, you hear me, man. I can talk. I want to act. I want to get on TV.
You got to squeeze
I want to do it all.
Squeeze a tear out for us.
Squeeze it. Oh, okay.
That's
Hold on.
That's a big test for acting. I won't put you on the spot. Oh, there you go.
Get some water there. No.
So you've had your hands in a lot of things, from football, MMA, motivational speaking.
Brought that up. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting again, just for the record. I'm not going to fight.
How involved did you get with that?
With the MMA?
Yes.
How involved?
Yeah, I watched one of your matches.
Pretty involved. I got into that ring.
Yeah.
I got into the cage.
Doesn't get much more involved than that.
You got to be a little bit crazy to go in there.
No, man, you got to be hungry.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, it's a mindset, guys. Like, that was to show the power of the mind.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you put your mind to. Really. For the listeners, man, and for the people watching, Cam, how we doing? How's the live? We good?
Yeah,
we good? All right. We got anybody tuned in or what?
Yeah, we've had like 10 viewers all. 10, 15 viewers.
10, that's it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man, hey, well, I appreciate the 10 to 15. Everyone's at work, right? It's a mindset thing, right? It's a grind. It's believing that you can achieve. And that's where it starts. Whatever your vision is, I put out, I don't know if you guys seen one of my posts. First, you got to create the vision, right? And then you got to create the game plan, how you're going to get there. And then you're going to start the journey. So, and that's with anything. So that's
life, that's business,
everything.
We should run a charitable match where one of us get into the ring with you. We'll draw straws afterwards and see who loses.
So am I blind?
Chris,
am I blindfolded? There's
100%.
a catch. There's a catch to this. There's gonna be all three of you guys. I'm blindfolded. All three of you guys are in the cage.
We need you.
But no, man, it was a great experience, man. Like, the training for that was unbelievable. Like, physically, such a different energy system.
Mentally, you got to be in the right zone, and
oh my God, I got beat up for 3 months straight.
Yeah,
and then finally the last month I was beating people up. So I was like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. So you've got all that. You got your motivational speaking, coaching. What is it that, like, what are you most passionate about? What is it that really drives you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Right? You heard it here, right? Don't no one take this idea because I'm gonna. Because you guys heard it here. Don't take this idea.
Do you want to turn the live stream off?
No. Hey, all of the above.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to make a shirt that says all of the above. Because a lot of times, you get all these questions. They're different things. All of the above. Why? Because I believe that I can accomplish and do all of the above. It doesn't matter. Right? So I'm passionate about it all. And I believe that you get things put in your plate because you can handle it, right? And I want more.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be challenged. I want to be uncomfortable, right? You gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's where a lot of people get scared, is once you start getting uncomfortable, right? Financially, once you start looking at your bank account, you start looking at the bills, you start looking at things that's about to be piling up, and you're stressed out. What am I gonna do? What am I going to do? Well, let me help you in that side. But you gotta just believe. You gotta create the vision. You gotta create the game plan, and you gotta start the journey.
Great message. I'm having flashbacks to when I was 6 or 7. The first memory I have of a motivational speaker coming to my school was pinball. And
my guy.
Yeah, I love. Met him a bunch of times over the years, and I'm so glad you're in that space because you have such a great personality and a great message for that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, and that's he is definitely one of my mentors, and someone that is about that, is about giving back, is about others. It's not about himself, right? And you asked me where do I see myself? Yeah, it's about me in accomplishing those things, but it's because I want to do and be able to do so much more for other people, right? And let's just be honest, it takes some wealth, it takes some experience, it takes a network, it takes partnerships. You can't do anything alone, right? Your personal grind that's on you. That's what you can control. But you got to build relationships. You got to build a team, right? No one ever got successful by themselves. Not one person. They'd be lying if they told you that they made it on their own, right? So you got to do it. You got to surround yourself with people that got your back. That's going to tell you the truth. It's not just going to feed your head with what you want to hear. You got to be around people that tells you what you need to hear. And
see, you guys got to appreciate me around here a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
I'm psyched to actually get going today. Like I want to get to work now. Like
get pumped up.
Hey, that's what it's about,
I like
man.
the all of the above mentality because I think a lot of people coming out of high school feel like they need to pick something or be like put in a certain segment and this is who you are or this is what you're going to do. And it's, I think people need to explore and try things out. And
you got to, man. And hey, like, don't take this the wrong way, but it's the same in relationships. You got to go out and meet people.
Yeah.
You got to see different cultures. You got to see different types of people. You got to meet people. I'm not saying to get into relationships like as far as a future spouse, but you got to meet people and build relationships.
What you said earlier, plan to fail. You're going to fail far more in life than you succeed, right?
Yes, so, but that's just it. The more you fail, the more you're going to succeed because the more you will grow and the better you will become.
Yeah.
Right? You learn through failure. You learn through losses.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you even being here today on our podcast is, a testament to that. Like, why would you otherwise just come in and sit in on our podcast, right? Like,
yeah, because I want to share this message. Right. You guys are giving me a platform. Like I said, I take advantage of every opportunity I can get. So this is an opportunity to shed some light on all the things we're talking about and to motivate some people, to get some people going. Like I got you guys motivated right here, right?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good, right?
Well, it's funny, when I saw Chad Owens, I thought it was like some insurance broker or something. I didn't clue in that it was...
Wait, how many Chad Owens do you know, man?
Well,
Just a few seconds
I'm
ago,
assuming with their circle. No.
Argos is now with his Pinball. Has just been granted GM of the Argos. Pinball.
Pinball Clemons is now the
Seriously?
general manager of the Argos Pinner.
While we're
Man,
sitting
guys,
here, is that for real?
I gotta check my email. I might be getting a contract offer here. Man, hold on. Now, hey, Pin, congratulations, man. There's no better guy that deserves that job and that position that's gonna right the ship, right? So, Double Blue family, you guys couldn't be more happy and more proud of a better guy. So, Pin, congratulations. I'm gonna be giving you a call as soon as I'm done with this, right? But that's amazing. Appreciate that update, Cam.
Yeah, that's live right now. Bill Manning naming Pinball Clemons.
wow.
Cool.
Argos.
That's pretty crazy.
Fair to say that's the team you associate with then the most?
You know what? Like, man, I got fans across the country.
Yeah.
I love the CFL. I love every team. I play for them. Play for Ticats.
Yep.
Riders, like unbelievable fans. Saskatchewan, right? Hamilton, Argos. You guys know the rivalry, but I got mad love everywhere. And you know what? I don't want to pick one side. I'm not going to say I associate more with this side or that side. I'm a fan of every team, right? Of every player because I know the grind. I know what each player had to go through. I may not know to the details of personal, but because of my experience, every guy has a story, right? My guys, CFL guys, man, every one of you has a story. Every one of you should be sharing that story on Instagram. Talk about it. Talk about what it took you to get there, what it takes to remain there.
And you're documenting it. You're documenting it for your children, for the kids watching, for the people that aspire to be in your shoes,
But
right?
people want to hear. That's why I love NFL drafts, because you hear those stories, right? You see the families and you get the backstory that you don't get during the season. Really,
yeah, man.
right?
Create your own 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Create your own special. We all have a platform in the palms of our hand to create the daily special. Hey, day in the life of. That was like a thing you had to tune in on a certain night to watch 30 minutes, and that's it. Now, you can tune in every single day. You can have your own show every single day. I think I should start my own show. What you guys think, man?
I think it's a good idea.
Like a weekly IGTV with CO2, talking and whatever, right? Hey, tell me if you tune into that. Send me a DM, right? Let's talk about some things. I want to communicate with my fans. I want to communicate with people. And that's the platform we have today. That's a platform that everybody has. You don't have to be a celebrity. I said that in one of my stories last week. You don't have to be a celebrity to make an impact. There's regular Joes, right? And excuse me, you're not even a regular Joe. You're a person. You're a great person and a champion in your own right, in your own mind. Like you build yourself up. All these people that you never knew of before, because of Instagram, because of social media. Now they're a social media guru and have hundreds of thousands of followers because they decided that I'm going to take advantage of this platform, right? You're a fool if you're not taking advantage of this platform because it's there for everybody.
Well, and as soon as, whether it's an athlete or a business professional or whomever, as soon as they become relatable, then people see that, like, usually those positions are unattainable in most people's eyes. But as soon as you become relatable through social or whatever avenue you're using, people maybe see that as a possibility, and it becomes something that they might be able to achieve.
That's it. That's huge. Another one of my mentors, man, Steve Holbrook, says, hey, you don't have to tell someone that it's, there's no guarantees, not doable. It's got to be possible.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all you need as a person.
Well, it's like you were saying about your contract with the Falcons. Just the fact that it was there.
It was possible.
Yeah.
Right? Show me possible, and I'll show you my work ethic. Show me possible, and I'll grind for that. Right? You got to have that type of mentality. Guys, there's no guarantees to success. There's no guarantees in life. There's no guarantees. So take that out of that doesn't even exist. You cannot think about, I want the guaranteed contract. Right? Everyone wants the guaranteed money. That's creating a lazy mentality. That's creating a lazy work ethic, right? The kids today, I hate to say it, but they're giving too many things, right? We got to do our part to keep the grind mentality alive. The work ethic, the work for it. That's what's real, right? Show me the possible, and I'm going to show you the work ethic. That needs to be the message.
That's what I love about our business. That's what I think has made us so successful. We don't get a guaranteed paycheck. We don't have RSPs. If we don't go out there and hustle, we got nothing, right? You create what you want to live.
Ooh, you create what you want to live. Ariel, one more time on that.
All of the above.
All of the above.
It's a good way to end.
Well, on a day where
You want to keep going? We can keep going, man. Cam's freaking out. He needs to put new batteries in the cameras.
Oh, man. Cam's getting nervous.
I think this was a bit of a sign from the gods above, because Pinball being named GM today while the Flyin Hawaiian sitting on our table, like how ironic was that? But this was, I'm pumped, man.
It's a great day. It's a great way to start the day.
Yeah,
that's right.
Awesome.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much for having me. And you know what? Anytime you guys want to do this again, I'm more than happy to
we'd be happy to have you back.
And we could dive into some details on a particular topic. I know this is the first time, so we sort of talked about all of the above.
Yep.
Now we can dive into all those channels under all of the above or above all of the above, whatever it is, right?
I like it.
Sounds good.
Let's get after it. Appreciate you guys. And hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Hey.
See you next time.
Yes, sir. AT Confidential. Mahalo.
Thank you very much, man.
No problem.